Alright, welcome back, guys. Today we are working on this mower here. We got a new head pipe for it, a new muffler, a new bracket. It's bent down in that area. And well, a couple things is that the muffler was falling apart, and then it looks like it was possibly beat to death. So not sure why, but it doesn't matter. We got the new stuff for it. It's in this box right here. So we'll go ahead and open up the box, see what we got, see what we're working with here, make sure everything matches up like it's supposed to. And if I remember right, I got a kit that replaces all of that. So let's see what we got. And this kit falls all on the ground for you, so be careful when you're pulling it out of the box. Should be everything. But it was over $200 for this kit. Mufflers, when it comes to the small engine world, mufflers, fuel tanks, and seats seem to be some of the most outrageous parts there are. And so they can be pretty expensive. This kit was I got this kit based on the make and model of the motor. So this should be an exact fit. We need to take a look at all these parts just to verify that. Some nice heavy bags. It actually came with the new gaskets, all the new hardware and clamps, and I think this might be the bracket. Yep, looks like the bracket. There we go. Excuse me. All right, so let's go check to see if this bracket here. So far, it looks like it. Nope, sorry about that. So yeah, looks like about the same, don't it? And on this side, it's the same too. So bracket's good. So the biggest thing about the muffler is everything has to be oriented properly. So when I line this bracket up, it looks like this pipe's going to match up to the head pipe, and this side doesn't matter so much. On the output side, doesn't matter so much. As long as it's not blowing exhaust on someone. Here's our head pipe. Head pipe looks very similar. We'll know more once we get the old head pipe off. Everything should line up the same, but we'll see. Looks like the muffler is pretty decent. Looks like it was sprayed with a high temp paint. The welds look decent. So I think we're okay there. Stamped on top, let you know it's hot. And if you grab it while it's hot, you'll drop it like it's hot, right? All right. You know, I don't know if you guys can see in there. It's just a baffled. So there's a tube in here and it's full of holes. And there's probably some chambering inside of here also. Just kind of quiet things down because that bad boy is nasty loud. I'll fire it up for a second for you so you can hear. It'll probably distort the mic on the phone, but we'll see. So imagine going to your to the residential area and firing up 7 o'clock in the morning with that thing. That'd be a wake-up call for everybody, including the dead. All right, so I'll probably hoist the front end of this up a little bit, make it a little better access for me so I'm not stooping down so low. And I do believe we have an issue. I think the crankcase is overfilled a little bit and it smells a little fuely. And so just some precautions. I'm gonna go ahead and drain it and refill it. And it's a shame because this hasn't been used since I actually did the servicing on it. So it's brand new oil in there, brand new filter. But we're gonna get this thing taken apart. We're gonna grab some tools and get started. And I'll walk you through on what you need to do to get the head pipe and muffler changed out on just about any mower, really, not just this kind. You'd have to do the same type of setup for that type of mower. You know, a push mower, you know, it's going to be the basic same thing. Even that ATV sitting there, it's still going to be the basic same thing. You're going to unbolt it from the head. You're going to remove a section of pipe. You're going to go down a little bit further. You're going to unbolt another bracket so you can remove the muffler. You know, it's all for the most part the same thing. It's just going to be specific to the machine that you're working on. So let's get started. This is a Kawasaki. So it's most likely going to have metric. These two bolts here that hold the muffler to the bracket are probably going to be standard. Maybe 1/2 inch. Yep. grab the box for parts. Just gonna be my nuts and bolts. Most everything else will get thrown away. Alright, so the only thing I got left now is the head pipe. I'm pretty sure that's going to be metric. I'll set this stuff out of the way. This out of the way. See if we can't stand this thing up. Alright. Trying to set you up as close as I can without being in each other's way. Let's see what wrenches I need. I'd say probably a 13 would be my guess. Nope, maybe not. 12. Yep. Alright, so that popped loose there. I'll grab me some PB Blaster. 12mm socket. Tricky part getting back here to the other one. I don't think there's a whole lot of room. Hopefully it's not on there so tight that I have trouble getting it off. And it seems like it's turning, so I think we're good there. That was awesome. Hopefully it comes out easy. We don't got one side done. Let's hope the other side goes just as easy. Alright, it went a lot easier than I thought it would. Pretty much the reason why we're removing this is because the end of it is smashed all up. It's a possibility that I could straighten it out, but you know what? That kit came with it. We're going to replace it. We'll be able to straighten this out for something else. Who knows? But, you know, with all those little ding marks all in it too, trying to get it to seal up without leaking. Alright. Should be a gasket up in there now. Gotta get the gasket off. To hang up on the threads. There we go. Can't see up in there very good, but just feel around in there. Make sure it feels clean. You know, not a bunch of stuff left behind. That feels pretty good. Come over here on the other side. Take this gasket off of here. There we go. Make sure that surface feels clean. And it does. So we're good to go. Got our new head pipe and our hardware and our gaskets. What I would like to do is put some never sees on this stuff. Should make it easy to come off on the next time. All right, so we need a lock washer, a nut. So 2 lock washers and a nut for each side. That's the bolt that holds the muffler to that bracket. I don't need any of that right now. And that's the little bolt that goes right there. We got 2 bolts that go here, 2 bolts that go here, and 1 bolt that goes right there. Alright, so we got all of our hardware for the head bolt itself, or head pipe. There's our gaskets. Grab one of them out. All right, there's our gasket. Let's see if this will sit up, push up on the bolts and stay there. I think it will. Let's go do the other side. Both sides got to go on at the same time. All right. We got both our gaskets on, and now we got to kind of take this pipe and get it up under there where we need it and kind of like roll it in place. There we go. We'll grab a nut and lock washer. We'll kind of get that started on one side. And we'll get some never seeds. We'll take and brush that on all the studs. So we might get a little bit of smoke when this thing fires up. It might smoke a little bit, but it's no big deal. Yep, it's no big deal. I'm going to snug this side up. That way I can take that nut and washer off on the other side and get some never sees on it. And we don't want to tighten it quite yet. We just want to just snug it. Right there is good. I'm going to wear a lot of this never sees. And that's because that's the good Lord's joke for the day for me. Oh boy. Because it's kind of easy to put one of this stuff together when it's sitting on a bench. And when you got to work on it on the machine, it's a completely different story. Then you're hot and sweaty, full of grease, and no room to do nothing. So let's count how many times I've dropped this nut today. Put it in the comments. Well, come on. It wants to bite when it's not supposed to bite. Where it's a little rusty, it doesn't turn as easy as I would like for it to turn. I think I got it lined up, but I don't think I got enough threads to let go of it and try turning it with a wrench. Here, maybe I do now. Make sure you got your ratchet set right, because you'd hate to have to turn that back off again when you just got it on there. I've done that a couple times. Alright, that one's snugged up. Let's go to the other side. Well, drop the washer, drop the nut, and drop the washer. Yeah, I think I got it. Alright, take this one off. We'll get a little bit of never sees on that. I'll tell you what, guys, I don't know how that went so nice, considering I can't hardly get my hands in there. I'm tickled right to death on how easy that went. Well, now all we got to do is install the muffler in the bracket. I believe we're going to use the new hardware. Any good hardware that I don't reuse, that's old that I don't reuse because it came with new hardware, I just clean it up and put it in a box of bolts and stuff that I have laying around. Never know when you might need something like that. I also believe that this is also 12 millimeter and 10 millimeter. You'll need to put this bracket on. 10mm being the small one right here. We'll run that in there and back out again. Alright, everything is good there. We're going to never sneeze this stuff. As it's steel going into aluminum. So we've already got a mixture of metals, and this will help prevent any issues happening, any seizures, galling, stuff like that. Some more never sneeze on these other bolts. All right. Now we should be able to slide the muffler on. I'm going to put some never sees on this assembly here too, because it always seems like that exhaust stuff rust a lot. Rust real easy. Alright, so you want to slide this on first before you put your bracket on. Before you put your muffler on. But you want it oriented in such a way that you can get to it. So this is going to go on something like that. I think I'll flip it so that the bolt assembly is at the bottom. Yeah, I think either way, whether it's this way or that way, I think I'd be able to get to it pretty easily either way. So make sure you got that on there first. Slide your muffler on. Line your hole up in your brackets. I'll just leave these bolts up here loose for right this minute until we get the exhaust clamp on and snugged up. You don't need to kill these, but you do need to snug them up. So I think it's going to work pretty good on the top side. Needs a deep well. I think my 1/2 inch will work just fine. All right, it's on there nice and tight. It didn't take a whole lot to snug that up before it grabbed on hold and tightened up. So it just goes to show you don't have to kill it. Just snug it up. Alright. Well, so let's go back and double check. Make sure everything's together like we think it is. So we got the old off. We put the gaskets on. We on both sides. We slid our head pipe on. We got all 4 bolts tightened up. I counted those out as I went. Put never sees on everything, so if it has to come apart, hopefully it'll come apart easier. We put our new bracket on. We made sure those were tight for the bracket. We put our clamp on for the exhaust pipe, and we tightened that up with some never sees, so we know that's good and tight. And we just tightened up our 2 bolts here that hold the muffler to the bracket, so we know we're good there. So everything is on the way it's supposed to be. Now we can set this thing down. We can fire it up for a test run, and we'll see how much quieter it got. And there's what the bottom of that muffler. This is the part that clamps onto the head pipe. As you can see, it's literally kinked off. So, yeah, not going to work. I might mess around with this head pipe, see if I can straighten that out. If I can, I'll throw it in his box. That's much better. So the only thing I got to do now is drain the oil out in this thing, because I think it, like I said, it's a little bit overfilled. I think it's overfilled because of the carburetor leaked. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pull that carburetor off too and clean it, make sure there's nothing in it, and put that back together, refill it with oil, and this thing should be good to go. So that's how you change a muffler out, specifically on a Kawasaki motor. A Kawasaki 481V on a Husqvarna walk behind mower. The same steps still pertain to anything, whether it's that mower or whether it's this ATV. You know, you're going to loosen up your bolts from the head pipe, and you're going to loosen up the bolts on your clamps on your mid pipe, and then you're going to loosen up the bolts and stuff for your muffler, and you're just going to pull things out of there. That's it. It doesn't matter what it's on. So hopefully this information and this content will help you one day. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. If so, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, send me some comments, let me know what you think, be kind, and help people when you can.